In a world where economies are often turbulent, the International Monetary Fund's predictions make waves. Let's dive straight into it. The IMF projects that in 2024, Russia's economy will outpace all advanced economies, including the United States. Yes, you heard it right. Russia is forecasted to grow at a rate of 3.2%, with its oil exports and high government spending playing a significant role in this growth. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom isn't faring as well, according to the IMF's predictions. With a projected growth rate of only 0.5% in 2024, the UK is set to be the second weakest performer among the G7 group of advanced economies. A stark contrast to Russia's economic trajectory. But what about the potential for conflict in the Middle East? How could that impact global food and energy prices? Stay tuned. The Russia-Ukraine war is not just about politics and territories. It's also about economies and livelihoods. This conflict is a complex web of economic implications that cast a long shadow on the global stage. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has had to revise its global growth forecast for 2022, factoring in the economic fallout from this war. The revised forecast now stands at a more modest 3.6%. One of the immediate impacts of the conflict has been a sharp rise in energy prices. This surge has put a significant strain on the global economy, already trying to navigate the choppy waters of a post-COVID recovery. And with the cost of energy soaring, inflation is expected to follow suit. We're talking about an anticipated inflation rate of 8.7% for emerging markets and 5.7% for advanced economies. But the economic impact of the war doesn't stop there. It has also triggered contractions in the economies of both Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine's GDP is projected to shrink by 35%, while Russia's economy is expected to contract by 8.5% in 2022. And these are not just temporary setbacks. The ongoing conflict is expected to have long-lasting negative effects on economic activity. These repercussions will be felt far beyond the borders of Ukraine and Russia, rippling out to touch economies around the globe. So what does all this mean for us and our economies? It's a question without a straightforward answer. Economic forecasts are, at best, educated guesses. They are subject to change as new variables come into play. But one thing is clear. The economic impact of the Russia-Ukraine war is far-reaching and profound. So, as the conflict continues, the world watches and the economies adjust. But there's more to this story. War and economic growth may seem like contradictory terms, but in some cases, they go hand in hand. Take, for instance, the recent predictions from the International Monetary Fund, or IMF. They've raised Russia's growth forecast for 2024, despite the ongoing conflict with Ukraine. The reason? A surprising one indeed: high military spending. Yes, you heard that right. Military spending, often viewed as a drain on resources, is being seen here as a driver of economic growth. But that's not the only factor at play. Russia's labor market is tight, with low unemployment and high job vacancy rates. This has led to an increase in wages, which in turn has fueled consumer spending. A tight labor market can be a double-edged sword, but in this case, it's contributing to Russia's economic growth. And then there's the issue of sanctions. In a typical scenario, sanctions would be expected to cripple an economy. Yet Russia seems to be bucking this trend. Despite facing restrictions, it has managed to evade the barriers and find new buyers for its crude oil. This resilience in the face of adversity is another factor pushing Russia's economy forward. But here's the catch. These factors are unique to Russia's current situation. They do not necessarily apply to other countries or situations. And they certainly do not suggest that war is a desirable or sustainable path to economic growth. The global economy is resilient, and it adapts. Yet the future is uncertain. As we've seen, unexpected factors can boost an economy, even in the midst of conflict. But the long-term impacts of such boosts are yet to be seen. And as always, there are risks and trade-offs involved. So while we can marvel at the unexpected, we must also keep an eye on the unknowns. Because in the world of economics, as in life, nothing is as simple as it seems. While Russia's economy shows signs of improvement, the global economic outlook is less rosy. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has painted a rather gloomy picture, slashing growth forecasts for almost every country. Factors contributing to this include higher than expected inflation, a slowdown in China, and the ongoing repercussions from the war in Ukraine. Now, these aren't just distant, abstract concepts. They're realities that are hitting close to home, with economic slowdowns hitting Europe and the United States. Moreover, there's a specter on the horizon that's causing a chill in the global community, the looming possibility of a global recession. In a world interconnected by trade and politics, the ripples of these economic shifts are felt far and wide. From the price you pay for your morning coffee to the stability of your job, these global trends touch every corner of our lives. In these uncertain times, staying informed is more important than ever. As we wrap up, remember that knowledge is power. Staying informed about global economic trends and forecasts isn't just for economists, it's for everyone who wants to understand the world around them. For more insightful content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay informed, stay ahead.